Hey guys, okay, we are going to go over this 21-day fix eating plan because it is awesome. I know a lot of you are doing the 21-day fix. If you're not, you might want to think about just getting the 21-day fix portion of it. You don't have to get the workout program if you don't want, but just getting like the containers here. They're now pairing it with every new workout program that they come out with because it is so effective. It's so great. I've been using it for a year and a half since it came out. It's just kind of now a way of life, but it's awesome. So I know it can seem confusing at first, so I'm just gonna real quick, hope you guys can see this, go over this with you. Okay, so these are the containers that you get. Green is vegetables, purple is fruit, red is protein, yellow are your carbs, blue are your healthy fats, your orange are your seeds and dressings, and then you have a little teaspoon, which it doesn't come with because we all know what a teaspoon is, or we have one at home. And this will be your nut butters and your oils. Okay, so that's what you have. So people look at this when they get it and they go, wow. First they say, wow, these are really small containers. And then they say, this is all I get to eat in a day. And that's not it. So don't freak out. This is just what each container means, but you get multiple of each containers in a day. This is not all that you're eating. I did have one challenger that thought that once and went about 2 days just eating this, and it was really terrible. So I just want to make that really clear that this is not all you get to eat. My kids are still awake, so by the way, if it gets loud, that's why. Okay, so I couldn't find my regular 21-day fix book, but this is the same thing. It's the extreme one. So some of you might even be doing the extreme program, but basically it's the same thing. So what you want to do is you want to go to this get started page, and you want to calculate what bracket you're going to be in, because everyone's going to be in a different calorie bracket. Just very quickly, it's just calculations for how much you weigh, how much you burn typically throughout the day, and it'll find your target. And then you're going to go over to this next page. I know this is hard to see. I can snap a picture of it and put it in the comments if you want. You're going to come over to this page here, and it's going to tell you, you're going to find your calorie bracket, and it's going to tell you how much of each container you get per day. You want to kind of do this exact because, well, we'll go over more of that later, but you do want to kind of know exactly what you're putting in here. So for me, I'm at this lowest calorie bracket, and I'm actually right in the middle of between the lowest and the second to lowest. So sometimes depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm trying to accomplish, if I'm trying to lose weight or stay the same and just gain some muscle, I'll switch back and forth between those. So if you're at this lowest one, you would get 3 green, 2 purple, 4 red, 2 yellow, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 2 teaspoons per day. So that's what you would get every day. And once you find that out, then you kind of scroll through, and it has lists of foods for what you get for each container. Riggs, turn it down a little bit, honey. So these are your greens, and then they'll give you a list. And the thing about this list is that the top ones are what they recommend the most. So you want to try to stay towards the top of these lists as much as you can. The further down you go, the little bit more unhealthy. And obviously green vegetables, nothing's really unhealthy, so that's not a good example. But like yellow, for example, at the top here is a sweet potato. At the very bottom here is a tortilla. So it's not terrible, but they're recommending that you stay towards the top here. So they go through each color and they tell you what you can have for each color, and you kind of know. And you have a list of these free foods also, and of course like just fun ways to have water and stuff like that. So this is an awesome book, and then at the back are some really great recipes as well. I do want to show you a new edition that they have in this. This is from Size, so that's their newest program that just came out. They have a really cool new edition, and it's the Meal Builder. And I can snap some pictures of this if you want, but it's really neat how they have it laid out. Like for eggs, you have your egg, and then you can pick your veggies, pick your meat, pick your topping, and it has the exact measurements. Hold on, McKay, and all that stuff that you would need for that. So that's really cool. They have it for eggs, they have it for oatmeal, yogurt, Shakeology, so what you can add to your Shakeology, a salad bowl, all kinds of fun things. So wraps, so I can take pictures of that, but it's just a really easy way to do it. So when I'm planning this out, girls, go in the room for just a sec, I'm almost done. When I'm planning this out, I typically will write it down, and there's a blank meal planner in the files of the group. I will start with my meals first. So that's always the hardest. And I know I have Shakeology for breakfast. So that's kind of done. So I always put that in. But then I'll usually start with dinner, just because dinner's the hardest one for us around here, because you know, I just try to make one meal for my whole family. So I'll start with that, and then after my meals, then I'll like have a sheet of what I have left for the day, and I'll plug in whatever else I need. So if I'm having Shakeology for breakfast, counts as a red, and then let's say I add a banana to it, then that would be one of my purples. So then you kind of cross that out for the day and see how much you have remaining. And so then for lunch, maybe I'd have salad. And just a little thing that I do, I don't really count out my greens. Like if I'm having lettuce, I'm not gonna measure my lettuce. You know, a little extra lettuce isn't gonna hurt you. And I like a lot of spinach in my salad. So like for lunch, I'll have a salad with another protein, like maybe some chicken on top. And then I'll be using some dressing. Probably a healthy fat would be my avocado. I love avocado. So that would be my lunch. And then I have 2 yellows. This is what I kind of refer to as my gold container. I love this container. This is my carbs. So you get 2, in my calorie bracket, you get 2 of these a day. So I typically save these for lunch or maybe a snack. Like sometimes I'll have popcorn after dinner, or just a little something with dinner. But that's how I do it. So if I have whatever I have left over after I do my meals, maybe I'll have a fruit so I know I can have an apple with one of my teaspoons. So some nut butter, I'll have that with my apple as a snack. Maybe I'll have one of these oranges left over, so I'll have some nuts, some almonds for a snack. So meals first, and then plug in your snacks. Okay, so ask any questions you have below. One thing I did want to say about this really quick is that where people go wrong is that it's a lot of food. And I know it might not look at it like it, but when you start actually eating it, I hear a lot that's so much food, I'm having a hard time eating it. And I just want to say, skipping the food is not a good idea. So scientists did this program. So they really worked hard. And this is a meal plan. Like, it's not suggested, try to follow it. If you follow it, you will lose weight. If you're constantly short on some of your containers, your body's not doing what they took the workouts and they took this meal plan, and it's going to help you lose weight. But if you're not eating all your calories, which could be the case, especially if you're used to starving yourself, because I know a lot of women will do that. They do that. I just really don't like counting calories, but a lot of women will try to stay right at 1,200 or below 1,200. That's way too few calories for you. Way too few, especially if you're working out and you're pretty active. You should be eating above that. So your body might not be used to getting all this food, but that's the whole point, is when you aren't losing weight, it can sometimes be because you're not feeding yourself enough calories. So your body is literally in starvation mode and holding on to whatever you give it, which can be making you hold on to fat. It's protecting itself. So you need to eat all the food that is in your plan. So it might seem like a lot, but just give it a try. And it's weird when you hit a plateau, and sometimes people will suggest try eating more calories, because sometimes that is what your body needs. It needs to be fed healthy calories. You know, you don't want to be eating donuts and stuff, but then it'll finally let go of the weight. It'll speed up your metabolism. So try it. Try to stick to, it's 3 weeks, 21 days. Try to stick to this as closely as you can. Try to eat all of your containers. If you really can't, drop down to the next calorie bracket then. But this is designed to work, and it does work. I've had so many challengers lose a ton of weight. So that's all I have. Ask any questions below, and I promise it looks confusing, but it's not. I don't measure out anymore. I don't use these containers. I don't have to plan out my meals. I just know it in my head. It'll become like second nature, and it's super easy and easier than just normal eating. Okay, ask any questions below. See ya.